Okay, so first the box is gargantuan. This is the box for the HTC Vive. You can see this bug-looking thing on the front, which is pretty cool. Inside of this box, there are numerous things. First, let's see. So let me just put these down and get over here so I can actually talk in the microphone. So the first thing, there are little cameras, or sensors really. There are two of those, and they kind of just look like little box web cameras, and you actually have to mount those to your wall. And you need a 6.5 foot by 5 foot space if you want to move around. So there are two ways to calibrate it once you get it set up. There's one that is just for kind of turning around, and then there's one that's where you actually move around, because the cameras actually track where your headset is in relation to the virtual environment. So when you move around in the real world, you actually do move around in the virtual environment to some degree. The only thing is you'll find yourself just sort of walking, because there really is this, like, intellectually you may know you're in a video game, but your body doesn't know. So your body will still respond as though it is real to some extent. So like if you see something ahead of you, you'll want to sort of walk towards it, even though, like, there are a couple of Steam games. I think Spellfighter is the one I'm doing, or Spell Warrior. I'll have to look up what that one's called. I forget. There's a free-to-play game where you're basically like fighting skeletons, and you have a spell book, and you can pick up swords and guns and stuff. But you'll find, like, even though you walk using the little cursor or using the little trackpad, you'll still try to walk in real life. So you'll find yourself, like, ramming your head into stuff, knocking shit off the shelves. And this room that I use is really not very... You can see over here at the corners how it kind of slants up. There's a little area over here off to this side that I use that, is not very big. So I've wanged my face into stuff already. But let me show you the parts here first. Okay, so first you have the Vive controllers. 1, 2. These, they have a little buttons here, and they have little triggers. And then on this side, they have a trackpad. These, for mini games, you use one of these to move, one of these to look around. They're kind of like analog sticks. You have the menu button, and then you have a top button. These, as far as I can tell, at the top, they don't do anything functional when it comes to user interface. It's just, I imagine it has something to do with actually tracking where you're at and where these are at. The cool thing is, if you put these down in the game, in any game, you can usually look through the virtual reality headset, and you'll see where they are in the real world. So if you walk towards them, you can actually reach down and pick them up if you forget where they are, which is pretty cool. But they have to be turned on for that to work. So the next thing, I'm not going to show you all the boring little parts. I'm just going to show you this. This is so awesome. Behold. So you have the front, and then inside you can kind of see the two little goggles. And now, okay, so I'm showing you this because I have to be real here. Technology's not there yet. It's not. Sorry. It's cool. It's fun. It's weird. But it's like what you'll find yourself when you're wearing this. So you have, it's, sort of the way our actual vision works, where we have a dominant eye, and then our other eye, and the vision between these two eyes crosses, and that's how we have depth perception, that sort of thing. So it's sort of relying on that same thing. So you have two screens, and then you actually have magnifiers on the screens in the Vive. And the magnifiers, like, if they're off at all, it's kind of like if you're trying to look through, like if you have bifocals and you're trying to look through the wrong part of your glasses or something like that. So you'll find yourself noodling around with it a lot on your head. Like I said, this is the first viable consumer version, I would say. You can definitely, there's so much weird free shit out there that you can definitely have fun just messing around with it. But I think it's going to be a little while, and I hope that the problem is that people just haven't caught up with sort of the development end of it, and I hope that the hardware is sufficient, because this thing was goddamn expensive. This was $800, and then the computer itself to build was like $2,500. So if you expect people to drop that kind of money every like 3 years or whatever, like it's a console, this ain't gonna work. You gotta develop for this thing, and let it last a little while, at least until you're delivering such a great experience that that people don't mind spending that much money. I mean, I don't mind, because I'm sort of a technophile, and I just enjoy pissing my money away on gadgets. But not everybody does. I could see someone who maybe bought a ready-made version of this, like an Alienware thing, and then bought the headset, and I could see them being really pissed off spending that much money. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'll in a future video I'll do some screen captures, and I'll walk you through the just kind of like the UI and how it looks when you're using it, that sort of thing. But until then, thanks for watching.